That's much more respectable than go like. It's really hard to help someone who says.
You were like dead set on Nathan though.
No, but like as soon as like it wasn't revealing someone right away, I was like, it's gonna be Jefferson. I don't know why, but like I don't understand. I don't understand. Hooray, we found out it was Mark Jefferson. Now we get to reflect on what an idiot I was for not realizing it sooner.
You just don't listen, do you? In fact, you never did hear much in my class. If you had, you might have seen all this coming.
Hey now! And yeah, I'm bad with mysteries, but let's also think about what I just said, because I did feel like such an idiot for not realizing it was Jefferson, and my guess is a lot of other players did too. What the game ends up doing is putting the player into the role of a victim of abuse, someone who's abused by someone they trusted and then starts to question themselves when they end up getting hurt. It isn't our fault we didn't recognize the abuser. Jefferson is charming, suave, and a role model for so many people. He is also accomplished and an authority figure. It's not our fault we didn't realize it sooner, and that's exactly the point I think the game is trying to make. One of the things I missed, despite Finn trying to clue me into this, was Mark Jefferson's photos, which sexualize women in creepy ways. The reason this didn't even register for me was because of how used to seeing images like this I am. They're everywhere. Again, the game is making a great observation on the varying levels of sexism in our society. This is why feminism is important. We don't even realize what we're normalized to sometimes. Also, just listen to Jefferson's first speech. When talking about Arbus, he says, quote, "I could frame any of you in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation," end quote. Also, as Finn points out, all of Jefferson's focus is on the female students here. Also, check out Finn's great use of submit here.
I think it's also interesting how he is consistently trying to get her to do these things, submit. But then he's also kind of
But it's true. He wants Max to be vulnerable for him, because he loves vulnerability and innocence, which is exactly what we've been critiquing this whole time, and what the game has been critiquing the whole time. That male gaze.
So glad you asked that question. Simply put, I'm obsessed with the idea of capturing that moment.
He's like the perfect villain who explains everything way too much.
That shift from black
True.
to white to gray.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna try to jump into
I
the
promised I would never go back in time like this again. But this is the only way.
Again, we see Max using photos to travel through time. For example, when she has to jump back to the moment when she's drugged and Jefferson is photographing her, a moment she very likely would have forgotten otherwise. This is the perfect metaphor for the way trauma works. As Carruth writes, the memories that resurge as a part of trauma, quote, do not simply serve as testimony to an event, but may also, paradoxically enough, bear witness to a past that was never fully experienced as it occurred, end quote. The inability to process the event while it is happening makes it return in full detail later. Except, unlike trauma victims, who aren't able to access memories at will, Max can control her memories through photos. What happens in the next couple hours of the game is Max's dislocation in time as she tries to get a scenario that works better for her and the people she cares about. This jumping back and forth between moments, memories, realities, parallels the way flashbacks of trauma work, as, quote, timeless. It is not transformed into a story placed in time with a beginning, a middle, and an end, which is characteristic for narrative memory. If it can be told at all, it is still a re-experience, end quote. And that was from Carruth. Carruth actually refers to these memories as temporal paradoxes. This is why trauma is so difficult to narrativize, as it resists continuity, linearity, and logic. It defies simple comprehension. Max's ability to remember and photograph becomes ethical, becomes about making visible invisible histories. As Sontag writes in Regarding the Pain of Others, quote, remembering is an ethical act, has ethical value in and of itself, end quote. But forgetting, when it comes to trauma, is also powerful. Sontag writes, quote, to make peace is to forget. To reconcile, it is necessary that memory be faulty and limited, end quote. Like Kate's faulty and limited memory of being drugged.
You bay. Nice. Good. Oh, those eyes.
So creepy. This is like not...
Yeah.
I can't handle this very well.
It's just too bad you're so goddamn
Like, the fact that I can't do anything right now,
This
too.
room
Yeah.
is under
Throw the
24/7
screen across.
surveillance, so I need you posed and framed my way.
So much. Like you can just do it like slowly to make sure that it's getting more focused.
I could frame any one of you in a... Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that
remember.
gave birth to the first self-portraits?
I'm not into capturing your interest. That's kind of sick, isn't it?
I guess somebody hasn't had their coffee. Do you want to try again?
Okay, the Daguerrean process. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's move on. Anyway, so...
Bastard. I have to warn David about Jefferson and the dark room.
Oh, okay. Cell phone, maybe?
All I need is David's number, and Jefferson is one text closer to life without parole. For once, David, I'm praying you'll overreact to this as much as everything else. And take Jefferson down fast.
What did it say?
Mr. Madsen, you have to Rachel Amber. I can check my phone after.
You wanted me to enter the contest, asshole. So maybe I'll be going to San Francisco. And Jefferson, you'll be going to prison.
As Max begins to jump back in time between photos here, I'd like to look at this idea of feministing time or feminist time travel yet again. I think that these repeated jumps as she tries to correct everything are meant to mimic the backlash rhetoric of women trying to have it all. Max does almost seem to have it all too, until it turns out that the storm is still happening. As Susan Faludi writes of the backlash process, quote, "Whenever this spiral has swung nearer to equality, women have believed their journey to be drawing to a close, yet in each of these periods, the celebrations were premature." And this is exactly what happens at the end of Life is Strange. That said, though, what you see Max doing in these jumps, using her knowledge to affect the past and the present, promoting camaraderie with Victoria, or even when she rewinds to stop Alyssa from being hurt, she's recollecting forwards and helping care for the women around her in productive ways. I also see the photos into which Max jumps as symbolic of how Christine Battersby describes the present, that is, as a nook or generative caesura. Victoria Brown elaborates on the theory, explaining that, quote, "the many different paths from the ambiguous past intersect into these nooks," which she also describes as a deepened presence, quote, "to produce multiple possibilities that stretch into the future," end quote. This feminist conception of time and history sounds very much like what is being embodied in Max's powers. Max then uses these generative caesuras in order to effect change and produce possibilities in the future, and, by recollecting forwards, she is able to do so in the best and most well-informed ways possible, knowing what to expect.
Oh, you left the ringer off, idiot. Oh, come on. Please answer.
Max, holy shit, man, your vision. It's true. You saw the tornado. It's coming.
What? Oh no. Chloe, where are you?
I'm so fucking scared. I'm by the beach.
Chloe! Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Ow.
Oh my...
Yes? Okay.
Oh shit! Oh, my head. What is going on now? It feels like...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. God, no. I'm back here again? I thought I fixed everything.
What did you say, Max?
I want to read you a quote from Fawson here in writing about Porpentine's work, because I think it's also very true to what happens to the player when they are brought back over and over again to this moment in Jefferson's room. Quote, "As a consequence, the spatial structure of the game starts to feel claustrophobic and even hostile, creating the impression that its protagonists are stuck in a system that is alienating, harmful, or even deadly, but which they nevertheless help perpetuate. This is a clever and very effective way to implicate an immersed player in a system of violence which implicitly or explicitly turns against him or herself." End quote.
Jefferson, it's over.
You are not going to stop me.
Got it.
Nope. Well, there's a couple things.
Jefferson, it's
Cable.
over.
You are not going to stop me.
There we go.
Oh, Lord, Max. Are you okay? Are you alright?
So basically, thanks to the text that you did end up sending, that did go through, David Madsen comes to help, and you actually have to basically help him not get killed in order to set you free.
Oh, no. I always suspected that son of a bitch.
You can say it.
I never did.
That's okay.
Until too late.
You shouldn't have to suspect your teacher.
He wasn't a real teacher. He just wanted to lecture. It was part of his sick plans.
I wasn't surprised when you accused Nathan of
Take
drugging
note
Kate
if you only
Marsh.
lecture. It's part of your sick
Thought so
plans.
too. And Max, I treated Kate like shit. I know she's a good person, but I'm not. I hope I get to tell her that soon.
Following this, you rush back into town, which is now in the middle of this hurricane, in order to get that photo from Warren so that you can save Chloe.
Okay, so we are at
And it's W died because Warren.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you need to stop that from happening. There's like a flame going towards it. You have
Come on,
to, like,
Max. Stop that fire.
pretty sure it's with the sand, but I think that you need to find like a bag or something. Oh, or use. That was easy.
Yes.
Look around the other side of the thing first.
Yeah.
And again, I think you get to jump at that point.
I hate to say I'm glad to see you, but I'm so glad to see you.
That's okay. The important thing is that you're safe. And I know you can take care of yourself after Nathan.
Should have done that a long time ago. But damn, Max. Can't believe you actually drove down here in the middle of a fucking E6 tornado. Just for one photograph? I mean, I know you didn't come for me.
Warren, I came for all of you. Just tell me you do have the photograph.
I just want...
Now shut up and listen.
Oh yeah. You're finally going to tell me what you never did in the parking lot.
I wish I would have. So I'm just going to tell you without any explanation. Trust me, okay?
I always do. You should probably tell me quick.
I had a vision in Jefferson's class of a tornado destroying Arcadia Bay. I went to the bathroom and saw my best friend Chloe get shot by Nathan Prescott. You with me so far?
Where else could I be? Go on.
Then I found out that I could rewind time. And long story short, Mark Jefferson is insane and dangerous.
The entire game starts.
What?
Yeah.
I
thought it said he started this term. I was like,
Jefferson
I'm pretty sure, like, of all the things he's done, Mr.
Killed
Jefferson
Chloe.
hasn't started this time. But
I can't let that happen. I have to do something, Warren.
Max, Going back in time is
glitching
what
up a little
caused the
bit, and
storm.
it's not like moving
because-
their limbs properly.
Because of me? How?
Oh yeah.
She's like
I'm not a real
communicating
scientist.
via
Even though I played one
telepathy.
at school, but
New
it seems
power.
like pure cause and
Kiwi's
effect.
explaining
Maybe
like
chaos theory.
weather stuff. Chaos.
What happened with Jefferson? Did he hurt you?
He used Nathan to get drugs and money for him. Jefferson tied me up,
It's so weird
dosed
that
me
her
with
mouth
some
isn't
drug,
moving.
took sick photos of me. He was so horrible.
And like her
Max.
face too.
I'm so sorry you had to go through all that. You're the bravest person I've ever known. You know, I want to kill that son of a bitch.
Okay, calm down.
Where is he?
Busted. History.
Here we go.
Which I need to change fast to make it right again. Is that bad?
For every action, there's a reaction. Whenever you reversed or alter time, maybe you caused a chain reaction. Even in the environment.
All this destruction is my fault.
Give me a break. You sure the hell didn't give yourself time travel powers?
I guess we'll never know if it's magic or science.
Even if it's from a wizard or a wormhole. You're part of something bigger. Now, I don't believe in fate or destiny, but after this week, I realize I don't know shit.
That makes both of us, Warren.
I do know you're here for a reason. And I guess it's up to you to find out why. Max, I'm sorry you got stuck in this. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on. But I have total faith that you'll do the right thing when the time comes. I'm so proud of you, Max. How could there be a more important moment in history? And I'm in the middle of it with you.
I mean,
So
hey,
thank
it's a
you for
reference
trusting
to,
me.
Thanks for being here. Always.
What is sorry?
When I said like her being like unstuck, like hey, it's a reference to trauma. But yeah.
Please be okay, Chloe.
Okay, photo time. Unless you want to do other stuff first.
No, I just want to not be stuck. Okay.
Hey,
Unstuck in time.
be careful.
Exactly.
Literary reference.
That's the reference I was making.
No, you just made that.
And that's why I then talked about trauma. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here.
Don't give him a kiss.
I'm just traveling in time anyway. I'm just kidding.
Give him a hug.
Yeah.
I could use a hug before I do this.
It's a weird
Me
way to
too.
say it.
Yeah.
Just be like, bye.
This is like your goodbye to Warren, basically, so. Okay, calm your face. He's your friend.
Better go before I get pathetic and tell you not to.
You're not pathetic. You're one of my heroes. And I'm going to make the right
Stuff
choices
going
from now
outside
on.
There.
I swear.
It's not enough.
That's why you're Super Max.
Super Max. Okay. Photo focus. You're getting blurrier. Oh, wait. Can you use the mouse now? Then go, like, once you get
no,
it.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's just like not always super clear right away. I'm also maybe a wee bit blind because I have to like go up close when I do
It's okay. Sorry.
Chloe! Jesus, dude, what is up with you? I'm just glad we're here together. With some convincing, Chloe agrees not to return to the junkyard, and to make sure that the both of you stay as far away as possible. Thus, when you come to back in the regular timeline, you are on the beach with her, and with the storm coming, you decide to go to the lighthouse.
The lighthouse is out of the way of the tornado. Come on.
Oh, I guess it did.
Chloe! I've got your back, Rex. Whoa.
What?
Alfred Hitchcock famously called film little pieces of time.
I'm back in class. What the hell?
These pieces of time can frame us in our glory.
I have to listen to this Jefferson lecture again. This might be hell.
Now, can you give me an example of a photographer?
The repetition of this scene too,
Am I stuck in a time loop?
Anybody? Bueller?
Diane Arbus.
Be calm and don't freak out.
Why Arbus?
Because of her images of hopeless faces. You feel like totally haunted by the eyes of those sad mothers and children.
She saw humanity as tortured, right?
I'm so creeped
And
out.
frankly, it's
Where is
bullshit.
that?
You should probably look.
Keep that to yourself.
Oh my god.
What's going on?
I could frame any one of
Nobody
you in
even
dark
cares?
and capture you in a moment of desperation.
Weird dream.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets really fucked
Have I
up.
totally fucked up time? This doesn't make sense.
Some people have theorized that the whole thing with her like jumping, like the beginning of it, is that like if she continues to Kate's desk, you can look at it by the way.
Oh, it's birds.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is that the squirrels or the birds?
Look at all these dead birds.
Okay, birds. Yeah. So
This can't be real.
some people theorize that like if she doesn't stop doing like one thing or another, and she continues to try to keep saving everyone, that's why it keeps jumping her back
This is
into
a
like
nightmare.
jumping her back in time, like
I
all the way
want
to
to
the
wake up.
beginning of like that. So look.
I see you, Max Caulfield.
Oh my gosh.
Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry. I just wanted to know if you'd like to spend the rest of your life in my dark room. Your purity inspires me so much, and we could be so happy together. Who needs selfies when I can get a portrait?
No way I'm
Bam.
No way.
Oh my god.
You could write like an entire
Yeah.
analysis about that just on its own. Yeah.
Our dark room. Oh my god, I want to see what happens when I say one of these creepy options.
You can say anything. I think that no matter what you choose though, like because it's like your nightmare reality, like it fucks up your choices anyway. To a degree.
I see.
I like to think of it as our dark room. It's the only place I truly feel safe and protected from the storm.
Of course, Max.
This is like just
I can
all like
capture you
a metaphor
over
for
and
abuse
over.
to me now.
You can be my model for life and death. We are going to be so happy together in the dark. Just make sure you stay pure. I won't like it if you get dirty like Rachel. Chloe.
Do you want to see the other options? Oh, can you even
I
go?
don't believe it.
I can, yeah. As someone who's been in a manipulative relationship with a person in a position of authority, this is just the perfect representation of what it is like to love your abuser or to feel responsible for being abused.
I see you, Max Caulfield. Wanted to know.
I cannot say this. My selfies are shit. I need to be framed
See, like
by
no
a
matter
real
what you say, it's
artist.
gonna like.
I'm just a poser.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will be posing.
Oh my
For me.
god.
There's so many angles I want to expose you with to the world. I hope you don't mind needles or duct tape.
Yeah. I think so. You have to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He only appears when you go to.
I see you, Max Caulfield. Wanted.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
It's about time somebody finally killed Chloe. Think of how often
yeah.
that bitch
Yeah.
almost got me killed.
Instead
It's
of
like
thanks for killing,
you're
killing
doing
Chloe,
both
like
of us an
sarcastically,
awesome
like you
favor.
expect.
Yeah.
It's not.
Chloe can never appreciate you the way I will. Maxie. And yes, I insist on calling you Maxie.
I think that's part of her nightmare, though.
Yeah, that's just hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to see the other one or?
What was it?
I forget.
Oh, I love you, Mr. Jefferson.
Oh yeah. No.
Do you want to?
Actually, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, it slows down like right before the thing. Okay.
I see you, Max. Call. Wanted to.
Oh, please. I've been dreaming of the day when you would finally tell me. I love you, Mr. Jefferson.
Call me, Mark. We need to play catch up on all the time we've wasted. Especially since there's nobody left in your life.
Oh, that's
I love you too, Max.
Oh my god, it's such an abuse thing. Like, oh, whatever, I'm running away. What is behind this door? No.
Now you're in the door.
Like being stuck in Jefferson's room, the player also gets stuck in this complex and very long dream sequence where she has to confront all of her insecurities, all the people she's hurt through her actions, and all of the decisions you and her have made. In watching and witnessing everyone else, Max, in Kruth's words, quote, failed to be an authentic witness to herself, end quote, to take responsibility for the things she was changing, and to give space for her own trauma.
And you're wearing her clothes.
I am Rachel Amber. The game represents the insecurity of being a teenager very well, but also the insecurity of being a victim or a marginalized person. But I also want to be cautious about how much blame we're placing on Max for her actions. Everything that happens is not her responsibility. And I think one of the reasons why she has these insecurities is because of the responsibility we place on women to take care of other people, to keep them alive.
Thanks to you. Kate, that's not true. I've always been your friend.
Victoria Chase rules.
Fuck yourself, you suck, Victoria. Rachel sophomore. Victoria loves the D.
Oh, look, it's Max calling.
Look at the map again. Is it the normal map again, or? Yeah, it's back to this year's map.
I wonder if we should go through Victoria's room instead.
Victoria is... What does all the graffiti say?
I'll look at it too. Just
Victoria Chase's room is 229. Max's is 219. I hate Victoria Chase. Victoria Chase is insecure. I actually really like this part where you have to go through it as Victoria. Because then,
it's awesome.
like you're also seeing what affects her. Like you get to play as Max the whole game, but what if you had been playing as Victoria? You know, with these types of things, which we have seen, would that have affected you more?
Yeah.
Right?
Was yours 221?
Yes. Everything in room.
So into this.
Yeah.
Isn't a giant squirrel?
Yeah. If you go try to like look at people and talk to them,
Name
like,
is name.
Yeah.
Cool.
All of your reflections too.
Roll yet. Pretty much it.
Teal edge.
Tile. I like how that almost looks like return. Like enter backwards.
Oh my
like
god.
Retiny or something. Oh, what?
Don't try to hide, Max! Get over here! Let me capture you!
Oh no, are we in Splinter Cell mode again?
Oh, you're in super sneak mode.
Jefferson is coming after you.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, like with the thing with the pool, it's like that, but you have multiple people.
What? Really?
Yeah, you also have to make sure you're not caught by him. Oh my god. And there will be other people who will start searching for you too.
I'm so stressed.
Please understand, Max. The only place I can be myself in is in the dark.
I have been just not that moment for some reason.
Good evening, Blackwell.
Oh
Rachel. Okay, no, you're going that way. Blockers.
Attention. I regret to announce that one of your fellow...
Yeah, more people now.
Max, where are you? Max,
go
come
ape.
out to play. Come out to play.
Now you get to have Warren being extra creepy. Because his creepiness is like... His creepiness is the kind of... That I think is super interesting though too. Like the fact that his creepiness is the kind of creepiness that you always feel like you have to
It's also just
forgive.
yeah, and it's also just like the thing where it's like so hard to trust
You dig my wheels,
other
Max?
people, like after something like that, you know?
Take you for a ride.
I mean, I think that Warren is a good person, but he's also really stupid and doesn't know what he's doing, and it is creepy, regardless of intention. Like some of the shit.
I did.
Yeah, and then you have that, so.
That get you hot when you saw me.
Which I think is important because it's like he is kind of insidiously creepy, even if you don't.
You're my spirit.
Oh, Samuel.
Hey, Max, do you want to say hello to Rachel? She's posing for me. There you are.
It's okay, you're almost at the lighthouse.
Come on now. Let's sit on this bench.
Yeah.
Let's just have a nice little moment.
Sort of.
Oh god, creepy.
Remember, because you go to look at the snow.
Yeah.
You're up before.
I love how it's like a theater.
Another $1 for the swear jar.
You're bankrupting me. Can't hide from me forever.
Now lock up after I leave. Play nice. Try not to destroy too much of the house. And no Chloe and Max wine tasting session.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Damn, Victoria. You're a real woman. Not a little girl.
I love that gets to be part of.
Yeah. You're so hot.
This is amazing.
I can't believe it took us so long to hook up.
Why did you get rewind powers? You don't even know how to use them. Rachel's dead and you're still alive. Life is so not fair. I wish you would have never come back to Arcadia Bay. You're the real Storm.
As Joanna Cuddle proposes, the, quote, internalizing of the control system and the negotiation of a game's moral systems and rules can be thought of as a set of acquired dispositions. Namely, it becomes part of the player's habitus. This habitus is what allows the player to avoid negative effects, which might affect their achieving immersion, end quote. However, by the last episode of Life is Strange, the game wants you to step outside and feel aware of your role in all of this and the choices that you made throughout the game. A lot of what Max does, spying on folks, going through their things, rewinding to get people to like her, as one of her past selves says in the nightmare sequence, is the easy way. Max doesn't really have to work to get to know these people, and yet she gets to be liked, and she gets to appear flawless regardless. What about this flawlessness, though? Not only do you often need to get these things right to find out potentially valuable information or to progress through the game, but that pressure to appear flawless, or, as I mentioned earlier, the pressure to have it all, is a huge and palpable weight on female subjects. And I think this feature calls attention to that pressure.
Don't kill us, Max!
Oh my god.
I guess I'll never dance again, Max.
Right when I was about to start a new life in California.
Go up to everyone.
I was happy just being your friend. Why do you want all your friends to die?
Honey, I always thought of you like a daughter. And now you're gonna take me away from my family. Why would you do that? I guess my husband and new baby will have to go without me.
Goodness.
Don't let the squirrels die.
You've always had my back, and now you're going to let me die.
I survived poverty and an abusive family just so I can end up here to die.
Or I'm one of many Maxes you've left behind. Can you get me out of here? Oh, so you want help? Thought you could control everybody and everything, huh? Twist time around your fingers? I tried to help. I only wanted to do the right thing. No, you only wanted to be popular. And once you got these amazing powers,
right?
your big plan was to trick people into thinking you'd give a rat's ass. I do care. That's why I was trying to make friends. By telling people what they want to hear. You were just looking for a shortcut because you can't make friends on your own. That's not true. I have great friends. And I've used my powers for good. Please, stop playing innocent. You're a goddamn hypocrite. You've left a trail of death and suffering behind you. That was not my fault, you son of a bitch. Don't you dare talk about our mom that way. What about the crap that was your fault? Wait, let me guess. You fucked up time and space for your precious punk Chloe?
That is...
You think she's worth all
Yes. Yes. Yes, other Max. Yes, she is.
Dude, do not even fuck with her head. She knows what we went through together this week, and you don't. There's no way you can break up our team. This is reality. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
I am seriously glad to see you.
Welcome home, Max. Fasten your seatbelt.
So now, okay, so first of all, I think that was super interesting, like, the way that you talk to yourself there, what yourself says about everything, as well as the way that the game, like, faces you with the choices that you made by having people reflect in certain ways, especially when you're, like, leading up to this really, really big choice. And now it's going over all of the things you did this week as you walked this path to the lighthouse.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's going to give you, like, little snapshots of the scenes. It wants to break your brain
know it was your
and
birthday
your heart.
last month.
You know.
This is like...
Please wake up! Wake up!
This is now.
Yeah.
Come on now! Don't worry, don't worry.
Because remember, you fainted before all this nightmare stuff happened.
Max! This is the only way.
I feel like I took the shot 1,000 years ago.
Now you're seeing what the choice is.
You
can, like, stay and not make the choice for a while.
You could use that photo
also,
to change everything right back to when you took that picture.
It's gonna do, like, the cutscene and everything.
All that would take is for me to
Fuck that. No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know. You prove that over and over again. Even though I don't deserve it.
Also, her Chloe's
so
shirt this time
selfish.
isn't Ouroboros.
Not like my mom.
But anyway.
Look what she had to give up and live through. And she did. She deserves so much more than to be killed by a storm in a fucking diner. Even my stepfather deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
Don't say that. I won't trade you.
You're not trading me. Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate. Our fate, Chloe. Max, you finally came back to me this week.
Whatever ending
you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. end up after this. In whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose, I know you'll make the right decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
This is the second time she's asking me to kill her.
Yeah. I mean, I already told you what my choice was.
Did you? I can't remember.
Yeah. And I mean, part of it is also just to work against the whole, stupid fucking dead queer woman trope. So I didn't want to kill Chloe.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's also that I just love Chloe too much.
Alright, so as I discussed the dead lesbian trope, I've created a little montage for you of all the moments of Max and Chloe throughout the game. Just to make you feel worse. The dead lesbian trope has gotten an especially large amount of attention lately, after the scandalous killing off of Lexa in the 100 a few months ago. But this trope has a far longer history than this. In fact, the very earliest lesbian depictions in media, such as in early pulp novels, used it extensively. They allowed queerness to exist within the story, but always needed to assert heterosexuality by the end, either by having one party return to a man, or by having one or both parties die. As Dorothy Snarker relates, quote, "To date, we have seen some 146 lesbian or bisexual characters perish on TV shows. Yet, in the history of television, we have seen only around 18 couples who have been granted happy endings," end quote. As such, the fact that Max must choose to save Chloe or save Arcadia Bay is incredibly important. On the one hand, it's a great thing that we as a player do get to make that choice, and we can, for once in our lives, save the queer romance. However, the game makes that come at a huge cost. More than this, even though the percentage of folks who chose each answer is split almost completely down the middle, the game really does seem to want you to choose the sacrifice Chloe option. This is made obvious by the much longer ending sequence and the introduction of a new song, whereas the sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending plays Sid Meier's Obstacles once more. This choice, too, is highly reminiscent of early debates within online games and forums around the banning of the terms lesbian and gay. As Megan Condis explains of such debates, quote, "Queerness is erased in favor of a universal silenced sameness, which is ultimately read as the default straightness. And users who insist on reintroducing the existence of queerness into the game space are derided as agitators, bringing unnecessary turmoil into what was, for users who conform to the norm, a pleasantly placid environment," end quote. And further, what this does is to ask for users to put off their concerns, quote, "for the sake of the comfort of the larger group." Isn't that what you, as Max, are being asked to do here at the end? Well, for these reasons, I used my power as a player in my own original playthrough of this game and saved Chloe. And despite our playthrough here, it's that ending that lives on in my heart.
Well, okay, yeah, I think. Well, yeah. So.
Do you want to talk about, what you think happens in either, or, what you think it implies, or anything else, all this stuff? Or, the feminist politics of this choice? I don't know.
So that's interesting, because, I don't know how much it is, Max's responsibility, and, I really like what you said about, why you made your choice, and also, I feel like it's not her responsibility to save everyone.
True.
But at the same time, my initial reaction was Spock in Wrath of Khan, where he's the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Yeah.
And then I also was like thinking, like it might be kind of interesting. I mean, like I think you've probably watched both endings anyway, but like to make a choice opposite of you, because then we can both talk about like our different choices.
Yeah.
And like having to live with our choices.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna sacrifice Chloe.
Okay.
I hope that you can forgive me.
It's okay. This is not the gameplay that lives on in my heart. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm partly.
We need to have a way to.
You're decided though, right?
I'm gonna do it.
Can I say one more thing though before you do it?
Yeah.
It has to be the same account.
I don't want this to like sway your decision. That's why I wanted to make sure that you were decided first.
Right.
But if you choose to sacrifice Chloe, that means you let her die in the bathroom, which means you let her die thinking that no one cares about her, and that Rachel left her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't remember any of this. So if you let her die completely alone, just so you know. But anyway.
But wait, if I'm sacrificing like Arcadia Bay, am I still not just sacrificing Chloe and myself?
No, because y'all are at the lighthouse, so you're safe.
Oh.
And you can't tell for sure who survives and who doesn't, but it's assumed that most people die.
Right.
Because it's a pretty intense tornado, and you are like right on the coast. But you know what I always found so stupid? Like, why? Max can jump back through pictures. Why didn't she warn everyone that a storm was coming?
That's what I was thinking
go
too.
Out of town, or like.
Yeah, I know. I thought that too. Also,
the
like
Prescotts have a really creepy bunker. Let's get the shit out of there, and then let's all hide there.
Like also like, where are the like meteorologists in this town? Like, figuring this stuff out.
Yeah. I mean, like I think that the implication is that it is like a sudden storm.
Yeah.
Which is not normal for like a hurricane, but then again, like the other stuff that's been happening in the town hasn't been normal. So yeah, so you're choosing who to sacrifice, not who to save right now. Remember, I feel like it was weird the way that they made that they set the choice up as sacrifice.
I know. I was just thinking the wording is really interesting.
Because it's not like you're saying like I'm gonna save this one. Like it's making you being like no, this is what I'm gonna kill.
How much is this game criticizing? Like. The idea that Max needs to be responsible for things, and how much is it also playing into that trope of like Max needing to be responsible for like helping other people. Like with Kate too, like the thing is like you might not always say the right thing, and that's not necessarily your fault, or you like, might not have looked at something and like that's not really like your fault. So it's like, but like you're gonna feel like shit. Which is like makes sense, but
realistic.
One of the ways that I read this game, and maybe the reason why I made the choice that I make in the end, is because I read this game as Max's trauma testimony. Maybe she's trying to get past the loss of Chloe, or maybe the incident with Mr. Jefferson. Either way, Kathy Caruth writes, quote, "The testimony is inherently a process of facing loss, of going through the pain of the act of witnessing, and of the ending of separation and loss. It reenacts the passage through difference in such a way, however, that it allows perhaps certain repossession of it," end quote. I guess I see this game as Max taking back her story. Sticking with my decision. I also, like, I kind of still, I'm just gonna do it now. We can talk, like, more about it too.
Yeah.
Also, we have Ada's prom to get to.
Oh, that is true.
Max. It's time.
Also, this
Chloe.
only happens if you actually choose to kill her.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this. I know, Max. But we have to. We have to save everybody. Okay?
I'll tell you what.
And you'll make those fuckers pay for what they did to Rachel.
Yeah.
Being together this week. It was the best farewell gift I could have hoped for. You're my hero, Max.
This only happens if you choose to sacrifice her, which I think is interesting and worth talking about again.
I wonder if it's like the queer narrative kind of like sacrifice thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll always love you. Now get out of here, please. Do it before I freak. And Max Caulfield, don't you forget about me.
It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Never.
You weren't launched or? I don't trust you. Wow, look at that shit. No.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me!
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
It also makes you watch it
Like,
again.
Yeah, it makes you go through the entire thing again.
I know where it is. Change user.
It's like a piece stuck inside the.
Throughout this critical play, we have looked at and played through the game Life is Strange, thinking critically as both academics and gamers about the game's various aspects to determine its potential as a feminist game. What we've found is that the game is indeed incredibly fertile for feminist analysis and contains many positively portrayed characters and narrative that we see as huge strides in the gaming community.
I like how there are so many things that we just like. There are so many moments where we just don't even talk at all because because of how like cinematic and stuff it is.
Yeah, it's like what can
you just want to take it in. Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is like Nathan Prescott gets caught right away, I guess.
Yeah. And because of that.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, we recognize that the feminism in Life is Strange is arguably very basic in a lot of ways, and lacks important intersections with race, disability, and certain gendered politics. As Nick Gillespie writes, quote, "Video games are entering a remarkably fertile period in which creators and audiences alike reflect more consciously on what they're doing and what it all means," end quote. As we do so, and do so in a way where we can have just as much fun playing as always, we hope that these sorts of reflections can contribute to gaming's paratextual media in a constructive and productive way.
I mean, I guess it kind of implies... I guess if she does jump to this moment in time, it's implying that there's no storm.
Yeah.
But again, I do feel like it depends. Like, what you choose dictates whether the story will play into that or not.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. I guess another thing is like...
Because the other thing too is like, if not, right? If it was still caused by Chloe, then why why is there not more stuff happening? Like, why does Chloe still get to live in the end?
Right.
You know, because in the alt version, they drive away basically into the sunset in a very tragic way, but still. And like, I also love how like the line of this song is just forget the horror here.
I mean, like, another thing is, there's this whole game where, like, we're going back in time to stop, like, men from shooting us or beating us. And, like, that all starts with Nathan Scott shooting her.
Yeah.
And it's, like, going back to that moment is, like, no, I'm gonna, like, that, those people are gonna do their initial thing, and I'm not gonna, like, you know, like, play into, like, some roles, like, try and prevent that. It's, like, they're gonna help us out. I don't know.
Letting them do it allows them to be kind of
I mean, like, that's messed up, but, like, you're not doing that thing where you're, like, trying to appease everything. You're, like, letting it go, I guess. Ah. I mean, like, yeah. These two are still together.
Maybe they still won't last.
California never felt like home to me until I had you on
he could truly freeze time.
Freeze time.
Freeze time, because that's what you do with photographs.
You have hip taste and a quick mind.
Taste.
Thanks for noticing,
I like
Max.
hips.
The right girl will too.
If I was lucky. Speaking of hip and fast, we should cruise out in my car to an actual movie this week.
Look at the pigeon.
But you seem distracted.
Why am I like not going up the stairs?
You can go back to Chloe's room now.
I got thrown off by the wrong way side. Wait, he's driving the bus?
No.
Oh.
Imagine though.
That'd be so great.
Super snotty photographer.
Yeah.
And bus driver.
Like, oh, weird lady.
She's basically just like,
Hello there to you.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful day, eh? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a super day. Enjoy your breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's just great.
I'm sure this is a total
Nothing is a
coincidence.
coincidence, Max. Have you been living your life, or is that just us?
Yeah. Squirrel. Squirrel. Okay, seriously, I don't
Squirrel. Squirrel photos. Look at them having their little brunch.
Snack.
Squirrel brunch.
Afternoon tea.
Oh my god, you can take a photo!
This one is for Samuel.
Giant fucking squirrel.